Hey, welcome to my premiere show, first one ever going online publicly called Conversations with Lynne. And guess what? It's my birthday, so I couldn't think of a better day to start. And I'm just gonna have a conversation with one of my good friends, Monica. She is a powerhouse in the anointing, as well as, guess what? She is Miss Columbus, Ohio, Mrs. Columbus, Ohio, and getting ready to be, listen, prayer that she's going to be Mrs. Ohio. But what I love about her is that she is not just a beauty pageant now, but she's a podcaster, she's a writer. You may have even seen her, or not seen her, heard her on Oasis City Radio. She's Monica in the Morning. And one thing I love about her is she's always an encourager. So I'm going to jump on and we're just going to have fun having a conversation and we'll just see what happens. All right. So this is Conversations with Lynne. Hey, hey, she's coming on soon. I see her. There you are.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, I see you have your sash on today.
I'm wearing it.
Well, I have a sash for today too.
Yes, put it on because it's your birthday. Happy
Wait, hold
birthday.
on. It should be like this, right?
This is like the perfect time to have a podcast, your interview with me
Right.
because it's your birthday. We get to celebrate you.
Yeah, so
Woo!
I thought, well, listen, and I have a few things about this year that people may not know.
Okay, let's go.
Things that happened in 1974. First of all, I share my year with some very famous people. They all
Of
make
course.
way more money than I do. Um, Leonardo DiCaprio,
What?
birthday year. Okay. Christian Bale, me and Batman share birthday year. Amy Adams. I had no idea.
Oh,
Isn't she the one that played, watch me be wrong, but I think she's the one that played in uh it was a Disney movie, not Enchanted. It was Enchanted. The one where
Enchanted redhead, red. She has
yeah,
red
where she's
hair.
a cartoon and then she
Yeah, that's
becomes
Enchanted.
that's her. I'm pretty sure.
We'll
Maybe
we'll look. We'll Google it later.
we'll look that up. And then I don't know this person, Elizabeth Banks, but she's on this, so she must be famous.
Famous.
Yeah.
You're in
Oh,
good company.
I'm in good company. Right, right. The average income, I do exceed this. $13,000 900. That was the average income.
What?
Wow. That's like amazing.
I can't wrap my mind around that.
Like, I think we spend that in a month now. And
Literally.
just like groceries, sometimes I feel like we do that. But in the theaters, Godfather Part 2 was playing.
Whoa.
The Longest Yard.
Oh,
Uh,
they have a remake of that
yeah,
movie.
that's
It's about a football.
I literally came home last night and my daughter was watching this, Blazing Saddles. You gotta like slapstick, stupid comedy. Yeah, that was yeah. Um, oh, because you are Monica on the radio, I have to read this one. On the radio, Dancing Machine by Jackson 5.
Dance machine. Watch it get down. That one.
I don't
You
know.
don't know.
I
You
was
don't
saved all
know.
my life. I came out born again, Spearfield, so I don't know. Um, I have heard this one though, Benny and the Jets by Elton John.
Benny and the Jets. Dun,
Right.
dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is going to make you cry right now. The
Oh, girl.
average cost of a new home.
Let me
Guess what?
guess. The
Guess.
average cost of a new home of $13,000 was I would say $5,000.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It was more than that. $34,900.
No, I tried to go like super low just
Yeah.
because.
Right. Yeah. No, those were called
Whoa.
tents, what you were talking about. Blah, blah, blah,
No,
blah.
those are called
My
tents.
house was 34,000, but that's like, I mean, add a few zeros if you want to have a house now for that.
Now,
But you were very close for a new car.
really?
$4,400 for a brand new car.
That's lovely. That's
Yeah.
lovely. That's what a beater, slang terms, would be called
Yeah.
now.
You're not
How
sure if
much it
that's
would
getting off the lot these days. It's $4,400. Gasoline, 42
cost.
cents.
I was going to say 50 cents. Wow.
42 cents. A dozen eggs,
What?
45 cents. Eggs cost more than a gallon of gas. 3 cents more. A movie ticket, $1.89. Now, that's a very interesting number. Why $1.89?
Like,
Did
why
everyone
not a
walk around
dollar
with change in their
90?
pockets? Did everyone walk around with change in their pockets?
Probably.
You know, yeah. And a post stamp, 10 cents.
Yes. Now, I feel like postage stamps were 10 cents for a long time.
I think that I know I think they were too. Or on TV, All in the Family, Sanford and Son.
Oh,
I never heard, you're gonna dance to everything, aren't you?
yes.
Now, I don't even know what this show is. Chico and the Man.
Chico and the Man?
I never heard of that, but I had
Oh.
heard of MASH.
MASH. Oh, yeah.
I did
That
hear.
every time that I knew that show, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it on here.
I remember when it would come on the TV, MASH, my dad would want that like change. Like I think I think that show may have been hard for Vietnam vets because it was
Yeah.
comedy. It was a comedy show,
Yeah,
and
but
their experience was so far from funny. And I don't remember ever watching a full episode ever, but it was
uh-huh.
always it seemed like it was silly.
Yeah.
And um, yeah, we never had that on in our house. Sanford and Son, it played every so often.
My husband watches that to this day.
Okay. First of
Rerun.
all, when I say I watched it, they were definitely reruns.
Right? Let's clarify that.
And let's clarify this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I saw Sanford and Son and MASH, but it was not in 1974 or even the 70s. They were reruns by the time. And there were definitely some like interesting things happening in the news. Richard Nixon became the first US president forced to resign after Watergate.
Watergate, yes.
Yeah. Um, Egypt and the United States reestablished normal diplomatic relations. Guess that was the point there. But NASA's ATS-6 satellite is launched. We launched a satellite.
In 1974.
Yes, 1974. Women's style in
What was her
1970.
style? Had to be bell bottoms.
Flare trousers,
Mm-hmm.
plastic shoes, and polyester. I think that's like in its own way back,
It absolutely is back.
So I wear all that stuff now with no problem. But I'm glad the men's style is not back because V-neck velour shirts. We can thank you. Let's
Isn't velour
leave
like
that in
that?
the 70s.
Is velour like that, like velvet texture?
I think, yeah. Yeah, but V-neck, like think about that. Like
That-
that would be and chest hair. So the V-neck with the chest hair poking out. Yeah, we don't need
No,
that. We
thank
don't need
you.
that.
No, thanks.
Yeah. So fun
That's
stuff was
cool.
happening. Fun stuff was happening. They were saying things like dream on, right on. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
And we weren't saying cool, we were saying far out.
Far out.
So
Well, Lynn, you are far
1974, the
out.
year I was born, and the years around, aren't we glad we're celebrating
Yes, we are glad. I wish I had like a streamer or something,
a streamer?
like a little birthday horn, like
Hey, post edit, we can add in those types of things. It's all good. I think
yes.
is it like when you do thumbs up or something
I don't know if
on
there's I don't know. Can you see that if I was to try? I don't think so.
but so in other good news, right? For my birthday, I finally got copies of my own book. Came last night. So just in time for my birthday week, sold the
Yes.
class. So exciting. But,
Now I
good.
feel like, okay, so I just ordered mine. Now I feel like I want to have, I'll get
Well,
them, I'll buy a book from you. I've already got mine from Amazon because you can get yours on Amazon if you're
yeah,
tuning in, listening.
yeah,
And I can just buy another book from you and gift
yeah.
it.
And if you
Yeah.
buy on Amazon, whether you like it or not, give me a great review.
Yes. 5 stars.
5 stars. I don't care if you hate it. 5 stars.
5 stars
Help
and
us
a
out
comment.
in a comment. Yeah. Well, but awesome. But so how is Mrs. Columbus going? Like I'm seeing your picture everywhere, all the different interviews and stuff. I
Yes.
mean, it was like pulling teeth to be able to have you on my birthday opening premiere here.
Listen, I'm
Because
so
you're
glad though
everywhere.
that it worked out that we get to do the interview on your birthday. I think that was like so perfect and so God because I get to celebrate you. And so I'm glad that I'm here.
And
Everything is going good. I just I didn't know that it was this strenuous, but it's in a good way. And I get to do things that are near and dear to my heart in the community. So like I'm doing the free self-defense class in this month on the
okay.
24th.
So wait. Are
And
you teaching the self-defense class or are you
I
taking one?
I could, but I have professionals. I have professionals teaching it. And because the first class filled up so quick, we have a second class at
Wow.
12 that same day on the 24th of February. So I'm excited about that. So I think it's going good. Like I get to do stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's like you don't realize it gives you a platform to meet with people that you would have never met with before.
That part.
You never had opportunity to talk with. So it's cool. And
Mhm.
I'm really proud of you because I know, can I share
You
secrets?
can share everything,
We're
everything.
gonna
I'm
share
open.
secrets, right?
Yeah.
Like I know how self-conscious and I don't want to use the word insecure because it's not, I don't think it's
Right.
really that, but it's
Mhm.
more like reserved. Yeah. And
Mhm.
you like to kind of put yourself out there, but then you like to come back
Go
in
back.
like it's like, no, no. And this is really forcing you to be like all in, like 24/7. Like you can't like not be
Yeah.
once you're already out there. It's just like you're done. You're stuck. This is who you are.
Yeah. It's so true. And I think getting into it, I knew that I wanted to try something that was challenging to me. But the more that I started um, really getting into the being the delegate of Columbus, I was like, I have to be okay with putting this sash on and
Yeah.
truly representing and putting myself out there like this is who I am. This is what I'm representing because um I there's a part of me and you're the psychology, you know all this stuff, but there's a part of me that kind of feels or has felt in the past that I was saying these things, but I didn't really believe them about myself. And so this is making me step into another level of confidence. Yes, you were right about that. That I wasn't sure that it was okay for me to walk in. So I had almost this sense of false humility
Mm.
in a
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
we could talk about that a little bit deeper, but it was almost like I felt like I had to be humble, even if I knew, um, like I was confident in the area. I felt like I had to like, for lack of a better expression, either dumb myself down or, not know because I didn't want to people to assume something about me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like thought like we know pride, right? That
Hmm.
person's all about themselves, look at me, look at me, look at me. But I think people forget or don't even realize that there's a other side of pride, that
Hmm.
it's still you don't want people looking at you, but it's because the fear of failure, right? And
Hmm.
you choose not to do things because, well, if I can't be perfect at it, if I can't do it well, if I
Hmm.
mess up, people will know that I'm not like, ooh, and all that. So I just
Right.
won't do it.
Yes.
I think we that have been in the church for a long time, we can make anything sound spiritual. Oh, I'll let so and so do that because I know that she would really appreciate that. When the truth is, deep down, it's I would rather let someone else do it because I don't want to look like an idiot if I don't do it well. And that was,
Mm,
it was just like I would sign up to help with absolutely anything, help, but I would only lead if I knew that I would be like really good. A
wow.
fear of failure, right? That you just don't want to mess up and then have to hear about it. So you just didn't
Yeah.
do it. So
That's really good. And I did a video not too long ago about even doing this entering into this competition, and I said I do things afraid all the time. Like because I don't want to lose. Like you don't go into anything like here's to happy losing. Like I want to
yeah,
win, but this I don't know if I'm going to win or not. But I'm facing a fear that whereas before I wouldn't have even done it because I'm like, I don't know if I'm the uncertainty of winning or
right,
losing. And
right.
you know. So yeah, I relate to that completely.
Yeah, I think probably more people relate to that than care
They would
to
like
admit.
to admit.
We don't want to admit that, we always, you want to put your best foot forward all the time and only that time, right? Like, and if the best foot can't be forward, if you can't see me in the best, then I'd rather you not see me at all.
But see, you and I, we're true believers in authenticity and
Yeah.
transparency. So you're gonna get the real here.
Yeah.
There's no
Right.
faking it. Just for what?
But the thing is, though, I wasn't always like that. Like, you didn't always get the real. You got the exactly what I will show you. This is
Whew.
the picture I want you to see.
Nah,
So much
wow.
bondage and like
Mm,
it's exhausting.
hmm.
Emotionally, it's exhausting. Always hiding from who you are, afraid that someone's going to see who you really are. And then when they see who you really are, oh, I don't really like that person anymore.
Yeah.
Which goes just to one of our other favorite subjects, rejection. Nobody wants to be rejected.
No, listen, because that's exactly what that is. I was gonna say, for most of my life, I lived like that, like putting up walls. Well, I would let people come just close enough. But then
Mhm.
there was this barrier that I put up because it was like, if I let you all the way in, you
Yeah,
might see something that you don't like and in turn run away or abandon me.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And look at all the things that are really are based on fears.
A
You know,
lot.
whether we realize it or not, we'll coat it with all kinds of paint and make it sound so different, whether we put um, a spiritual context to it or we do this or that. Either way, at the end of the day, how much fear do we operate in
Mm,
holds us in bondage from really being who God intended us to be
yeah.
because we're too afraid to really step out there.
Mm, that's so good.
And I think
That's
that's
really
my goal for this next 50. I think I've spent not all of my last 50, because I'm sure I wasn't like this before I turned 5,
40. You're 40.
you know, and in my 40s is when I really got some freedom in my life. But
Yeah.
a good, what, 30 years of navigating life,
Hmm.
fear. And I remember when I was going through some inner healing, and it all went back to literally, I was 5 years old in kindergarten. And the situation was this. So I'm in kindergarten, we're at one of those big long classrooms, and in the back of the front of the classroom, like our desk, and the back was like the group play area and the group stuff. And I was back there, and it was concrete back there. And I asked the teacher if I can go to the bathroom, and she said, maybe ask me later. A little bit later, I asked again, not now, maybe later. Well, long story short, I held it as long as I could. And then
Then the
the dam
floodgates.
broke. all over the floor. It's concrete, so it's not even soaking into the carpet like right where I am. It's like going everywhere. And the teacher says, if you had to go that bad, you should have just went. Wow. I'm 5, right? And looking back, I can think how many times I've said something that's flown out of my mouth that I didn't mean it that way. I did whatever.
Mhm.
But that moment, I didn't realize how it marked my life, and it made me feel like what I feel doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
I really want to do what people want to do. So just keep yourself together, be the best that you can be,
Wow.
don't make any mistakes, be quiet, just go with the flow.
Mhm.
And I lived like 30 years like that.
Wow.
In that brief moment in time that
Thank you.
I'm sure at that time was like eternity, you know.
Yeah.
But it marked me, and it took some real deep inner healing because I had carried that, not even knowing that I carried that, right? Not even knowing that all through my life. And every relationship, every friendship, my marriage, everything was built on just keep your mouth shut. They don't really care anyway. You know?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that story and I've heard you share this with me before, but it's making me think about how in all of our lives there's something that happens that
Mhm.
and we don't even realize that it stamps us until later. Like it comes some of these things don't come out until way later. And you're like, oh, that's where that entered in at. Like
I had no
that's where
idea.
no idea. So you're carrying this through every stage of life and like things are compounding on top of it.
Exactly. Exactly. And things compound. So, and I was really great at my Christianese, right? And
Ooh,
my
girl, talk
how
about
to
it.
make it sound so spiritual.
Mhm.
And I would say things like, oh, whatever the group wants is fine with me. I can make it work.
Mm.
Sounds so professional.
It sounds professional. Yes, it
Sounds
does.
sounds professional. Sounds like I have it all together. But deep down, it was, you're not going to care anyway. So do what you're going to do, and I'll just go with it. I'll figure it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about different situations that I've encountered that are similar to that, and I'm wondering if it's the same thing, like the kind of like, well, I'm just easy breezy, I'm just go with the flow, but really, I do have an opinion about it. Yes, that actually does bother me, and I
Mhm.
would like not say. There goes to the thing, like I would not say anything. I would just kind of like suppress it, but then I would go home later and be mad, or like go hide away for a while because I don't want to deal with people because people are disappointing
Mhm.
instead of addressing it.
Yep.
Because one, I just didn't want to create more, I didn't want to create a problem.
Right.
I didn't want to be that
No one
person.
wants to be the problem.
No one wants to be the problem. But then I was creating more of a problem by not saying anything and then holding offense, instead of having a conversation that
Mhm.
I did have an opinion or something bothered me,
Right.
and so talking about compounding, all these things piled on top. And then I
Mhm.
can't really have an authentic relationship with a person or people because I'm viewing them or the situation through lenses of offense and unforgiveness, like all of these things that come along with just not speaking up or, you know.
And it's, and not giving anyone or myself the right to be like rude and crude. The Bible
Mhm.
says speak truth in love.
Love.
It doesn't say speak truth with attitude. It's so, and I think that's the other thing is just when you bottle things up, when you finally let it out, it's very difficult to let it out in love because you've been so bottled up that it takes the last straw.
Yeah.
And you're not just mad at what just happened, it's actually all the things,
All
like
of the things, right.
all the things. And this
Mhm.
person that you just lashed out is like, whoa, like
Whoa. Right.
where did that come from? All I
Mhm.
said was your shoes didn't match your outfit. You know, my shoes didn't
What do
match
you mean?
this outfit, you know.
And that just goes to, that kind of leads into something else that I like to talk about just having conversations, talking things out, and how important that is, right?
Yeah. But we don't want to do that. We want to hide from it. You know, I don't think anyone really likes confrontation. Like,
Well,
really
oh,
like
there's
it, you know?
still like some people, there are some people who,
Okay, all right, all right.
there's a small
There,
group of people that feed
there
off.
are there are a group of people. I don't know if they necessarily like it or they just don't mind. I don't know. But it's just majority of people that I know,
Right.
confrontation is not their because no one wants to purposely ruin a relationship or purposely hurt someone's feelings and those types of things. And it becomes, well, I'll just not say anything versus hurt that person's feelings. But then we have to realize, what does that really do in the long run?
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's not helping. But if we can learn how to, when things happen, maybe if that exact moment's not a good time because it's public,
Right.
well,
Right. Right. Uh-huh.
but when it's not public, but in good proximity to when it happens, talk it out. And
Hmm.
do you remember when we went to coffee with the group and this was said? This is not kind of how it made me feel.
Oh, yeah.
I understand like where I was missing, like what happened, you know,
Right.
and then talk it out.
Yeah.
I think there have been a lot of relationships that would have lasted longer
I
if,
think so. Through honest conversations
yeah.
when it happens, instead of just waiting and waiting and then creating more stories and scenarios that didn't exist.
Oh, your head, let me tell you, you could have a whole storyline about that situation. I remember I got a text from someone one time and I read the text and I was like, are they mad at me? Are they what? Like, but instead of like going right to that person and like
Hmm.
saying, hey, explain this text to me, I had built up like this expectation because I was getting ready, I was gonna be meeting this person. We're gonna be going somewhere together,
Hmm.
actually traveling on a ministry trip together. So now I'm going on a ministry trip and I'm just like, does this person actually not like me?
Yeah.
Whatever. And I have all this like built up like anxiety about this trip.
It wasn't even nothing.
It wasn't even, it was just, it was the way you read a statement in all kinds of,
Hmm. So
so,
that's why sometimes when I'm writing and when it has to be through a text or in written form, I will say tone is very hard to understand through text. So I
mhm,
want you to know that I'm not upset or I'm not whatever feeling might emote from something in writing. I'll say it up front
yes,
because it really is hard
it
to know a
is.
person's tone or what they mean when you're writing something.
And like, I mean, I carried that for weeks, like like, I don't want to go on this trip now. I just want to stay home. I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. Ooh. And then it was like, great. It was absolutely great.
Like all that wasted energy,
All that
all of it
wasted energy,
wasted.
all that wasted time.
You could have been
So that's
enjoying
become my
yourself,
thing
right?
now. It's like if something happens or I have to relay information, I do not do it via text because
Hmm.
I don't want anyone, for me, I don't want anyone to feel the way I felt.
Hmm.
I'm going to video call you. I want you to see my face,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know? So if it's something that I don't have time to get on the phone, or it's going to be like playing phone tag forever,
Yeah,
I will video text you in a heartbeat.
that's
Hey,
awesome.
just want you to know, blah, blah, blah. It's
You're
all
gonna
because,
have to teach me how to do a video text. Is that possible?
yeah,
I literally
you just
just video myself.
on your phone, you record a video and then you text it to someone.
Unbelievable. See, this is what happens when you just get an iPhone like later, and
Yeah.
like it can do that.
Now
It
that
can do
you're
that.
saved, now that you are okay,
Whatever.
you can do those things. But I will.
Whatever.
I'm just like, I want you to see my face
Uh-huh.
so you know that I'm not just saying this.
Hmm.
You see my face, you hear my tone, you know I'm good with you. Let's still be friends, you know.
Yeah.
But not everyone can do that.
No, it's hard.
Willing to do that.
It really, I think there's an art to that. There is an art to communication, period. I think so. Not everyone knows how to properly communicate or listen, like just listen with the intent of understanding. You don't have to agree,
That's it right there.
but to
We
understand.
listen to respond.
Hmm.
I'm only listening to you so I can have the response that I need versus I'm listening so I can understand your heart.
Yes.
And
What is
like,
Pastor Bill said this, and you've said this before, I've heard it before, and it's would you rather be reconciled or right?
yeah,
Right?
that came from Bishop Garlington. He wrote a whole book, but it's would you rather be right or reconciled?
Yeah.
And we can't always have both.
Mm-mm.
You know, we
But you
can't
can
always,
have understanding.
but you can't have understanding.
And I
You know,
think understanding brings about reconciliation.
yeah. And so I know I've just decided for me, like my peace
Ha!
and my
Oh,
joy,
you're about to make me shout.
you know, it's too important. So it's just
It's
like
so important.
I need to be right, or I will know that I'm right, and I will know that you're actually wrong in what you're saying. But
Hmm.
my peace ain't worth trying to make this an argument to get you on my
No.
side. I'm just like, I understand why you believe that or think that.
Hmm.
It's fine. You know what? Between you and Holy Spirit, I'm just going to be over here, minding my own business.
With the pinky up.
You know, which like I get this question, you know, when we were celebrating my on Sunday, the church, Bill, of course, had to announce to the church that I was turning 50. He couldn't
Of
like, you
course.
know, just make that my birthday. And so a couple people came to me after the service and said, I thought he was joking when he said that you were 50. And I was waiting for you to like nudge him for, you know, I was like 10 years. And I said, no, I actually turned 50. And they said, how in the world do you look so young? And I said, I have four things that I do regularly. And they're like, what are they? I drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, my friend. I get plenty of rest. Like, I'm not staying up late for you. I'm going to bed. I'm tired and it's time to go to bed. I love Jesus. Number three. That's actually number one. You know, I love Jesus. Number four, I mind my own business.
Listen, I said I tend to my own
I mind my
business.
own business. I feel like we get so many worry wrinkles, stress wrinkles, anxiety wrinkles, because we're so busy worried about what people think, what people are saying, what people are doing.
Yeah.
No,
I think I've just, if I'm honest, I would say within the last 2 years, I've come to that. Like if I'm supposed to know, I'll know.
yeah,
If I'm supposed to be there, I will be there. Like there really is no, I'm tending to my space. And not in a selfish way or self-centered, but
no.
it's kind
Self-care.
of like, huh?
It's self-care.
Yes, like I don't have time to
Mhm.
engage or worry about things that I can't control or that's not within my
Yeah,
sphere of um what's on my plate. Like I don't I'm not
yeah.
I don't need to do that because
And
it
it's
does
different
disrupt
when
my
someone is like, you know, the Bible says share each other's burdens. I'm not talking about
not
you
that.
coming to me and
Mm-mm.
you're upset, you're hurting, and you need a shoulder, you need a friend, you need wise counsel, you need support. I'm talking about there are some people that drama is their status quo.
Keep
Live
that
in
over there.
chaos,
Keep that over there.
you
Say
know,
keep that over there.
live in chaos. There's always an issue, there's always drama. Something's always, I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I will pray for you and keep it moving.
Yeah, I will pray for you, but can't get into that with you. Sorry.
Mhm.
Situation, and it's a boundary that
Mm,
I need for my own emotional health.
yeah. Now, boundaries is a huge, it's like a buzzword now. I feel like I hear it all the time. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. How do you determine
Well,
a
again,
boundary?
a boundary should not be a wall. A boundary should be a fence. Okay.
Ooh, you
If
heard it
your
first.
boundary is a wall, okay, that's a whole nother issue because you know who you're really closing in? Yourself.
Stuff. Hmm.
Okay. But if you think of your boundary as a fence, okay, it's going to keep me in a place of health for me, but I still can reach over to you as a friend. You still can reach over to me,
Hmm.
still have communication. We can still have um, time together because everything requires communication.
Right.
But it's, when it's over,
Hmm.
when to stop, when it's time for you to go back on your side and deal with your stuff and
Hmm.
let them deal with their stuff. But I think we really do have to recognize the difference between a wall
Hmm.
of a boundary and a fence. Because like I said, a wall just really just locks you in.
Yeah.
And who has time to be bound up and locked in when there's so much good and stuff to be done that we can't do if we've locked
Right.
ourselves off that it's my way or the highway.
That's good.
We just can't be that way.
Right. I like that. Boundaries are not walls; they're
Yeah.
fences. I like that.
Don't
You need
make
to.
your boundary a wall, make it a fence. Now, we may have a different conversation if this person is literally physically abusing you.
Hmm.
But like you said, boundaries become this buzzword that
Hmm.
we use for everything. And so it's like all this, when there's
Uh-huh.
only a few things where, you know what, you need a wall between that. I
Right.
mean, your life is in danger. That's different. But
Yes.
we're talking about what the majority of us do,
You're
right?
right.
You know, well, wow. Well, this has been a great conversation.
I love talking to you. I could do this
Yes.
for hours, which we
You know what?
actually do.
We have to save some stuff because you may like be, my go-to. Hey, I need someone.
Listen, always. Listen, we gonna always talk.
So thank you for the conversation. I will be praying for you as you venture on with Mrs. Columbus and all this stuff. And it's
Mrs. Columbus.
exciting to
So this
talk.
is the trajectory.
Yeah,
Mrs. Columbus
yeah.
to Mrs. Ohio America. And if I win Ohio, that's the prayer. If I win Ohio, I get to represent Ohio in Mrs. America in Las Vegas.
Wow.
And then the world.
The world. Global. Well, either way, no matter what happens, I want you to know you will always be Mrs. Global World to me.
Same to me on your lovely birthday, because it is a national holiday.
You know what? It should be a national holiday. Shut
I
the
think
banks
so.
down, shut the schools down.
I think so. I think I will have a conversation with our mayor and make it a Lynne Thimelaris Day.
Okay. All right. All right. At
That's
least
what I'm going to do.
and the funny thing about you is just like that's something that you would try if you thought you
Actually,
could.
would.
I know. All right. Well, thank you for a wonderful conversation. And until the next time. Wow, that was a great conversation. Maybe you're someone who's dealing with fear, rejection. My least favorite, uh, but I accept that pride, false humility. There's hope, there's healing, there's prayer. This is going to be on our website, BillandLynn.com. It will live there. You can inbox, ask questions, see me on social media. There's hope, there's healing, there's restoration for everyone. So blessings. And Hope to see you next time on Conversations with Lynne. And until then, keep smiling.